Hi guys, welcome to the Daz and Not Pete podcast tonight as we jump into our weekly wrap-up. Keeney has stepped in again. Every time Pete goes on one of his holidays, Keeney, you get the call up. You're like first emergency mate in a pretty average side. So thanks for coming on tonight.
No dramas, mate. Wrap to get in and obviously talk football, and what a time to be talking at finals time. So awesome.
Let's hook straight in because you've got a dinner to go to. We've already stolen you away from Amanda's birthday, and now you've got a birthday dinner, and we're stealing you away from that. But let's jump straight in here. We'll start with Division 1 because the results from this week has all but confirmed the dead rubber for next week's last round of the season there. So we'll jump into that. We've got North Heidelberg in a thriller, 8-18-66, went down by 3 points to Banyule, 9-15-69. Banyule gets the win. I thought they would have got Keeney, and they're going to miss out on finals, it seems, by percentage.
Yeah. Look, absolute cracker game because, like, for North, I actually said it last week, North obviously going to miss out on finals this year, but you know what, they won a few scalps on the way out. So, they unfortunately didn't get the chocolates on the weekend against Banyule, but Banyule's been awesome, like, in the tail end of the year. They've actually been pretty good all year.
Yep.
Just obviously with a new group of players in, new coach. It's, you know what, there was always going to be trying times throughout the year, but you know what, they've done a really, really good job this year. I think they go away from this year pretty happy.
They will. All the mail is they've got a couple of big signings coming their way in the coming weeks, might be of the VFL level as well, which will make them a super strong contender next year. I'll just quickly run through their best. JLV, best on ground, will be pretty close to equal favourite for the big Rosbrook medal. Kyoji in the best. Max Jones kicked 5. Jack Lanford, Daniel Owens and Oliver Poole in the best there. And for North, Jackson Magan again. He's in the best. Ben Barth, Angus McClellan, Brody Bell, Parker Heatley, who I seen at the footy yesterday, you seen with me, walked past, said g'day, and Liam Barber, 3 goals to Kai and Carmen. So, look, for those guys, both of their cues are in the rack. That's footy, and I think, they'll be pretty happy that, they remain up in what was a tight year and both were in the relegation battles. But we'll move forward very quickly to the Creek. Diamond Creek, 9-10-64, accounted for Eltham in a close one, 7-14. Eltham kicked 56. Creek won by 8 points. Creek, for me, have probably locked in second position. It's still up for grabs, but they deserve it. They absolutely deserve where they've got to this year, Ben.
Yeah, credit to the culture and to Tranquility down there for what he's been able to bring out from these players coming up from Division 2. It's a massive hats off to that football club from their junior ranks through to their seniors. It's really showing a model that is working. So you know what, you can't put past them. You'd say they're actually Club of the Year.
Yeah, they're definitely Club of the Year. It doesn't even matter if they win. They're already Club of the Year. That's the truth. It's a great point.
Yeah. So look, fantastic win by them, but awesome effort by Eltham as well, because obviously got a lot of players out. Bongo just leads these boys so well. So. Superstar himself. Did he pull the boots on the weekend?
So. No one alerted me to it, so he might not have.
Big out.
Big out. He asked for big bucks. That's the mail. We're starting pretty early. So for Diamond Creek, best on Nicholas Barrow, Blake Hamilton, Tyler Barnes, Bronson Hill, Ty Franks and Nathan Searle again. He'll be right up there come Rosbrook medal night. Nicholas Barrow kicked 6 for them, and for Eltham, David Evans, mate, put him in the song at the start of the year. He's been flying. Nathan Kilby, Jason McCormack, Alex Bell Chambers, Cooper Darms and Alex Jacobs with 3 big ones to Nathan Kilby. So, Eltham, Q was in the rack before this week. They've still had a dip. That's what I like about it. They've had a red-hot crack, and Diamond Creek get ready for a big final series, which we'll talk about soon. Bundura, mate, win of the week for me. Absolute win of the weeks. I called it on the podcast last week. If they're a fair income contender, they had to beat Montmorency this week. They already had an outstanding season, no doubt about that. But if they were going to be considered a finals threat, which they are now. And to be honest, they can go as high as third position and end up with a double chance. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Double chance.
So they went 7-12-54, nearly kicked themselves out of the game. Maybe Montmorency 6-8-44. Slight little skip in the step there for Montmorency. Their best players, Steph Uselak, Nash Holmes, Geordie Steele, Sam Binion, Connor Kane, and the goal kickers, well, 2 to Steph Uselak, singles everywhere else. But for Bundoora, Ben McCarthy, Joel Lamont, Joel Harris, Isaac McMillan, Liam Malia, and Keegan Downey, they've all become household names this year. They were, in the anyway, but Keegan Downey just is really making a name for himself. Kicked 2 on the weekend, but their spread of goals was pretty good. Jesse King got 1, kept adding to his tally, and we'll talk about Bundoora when we get to this next section in a little bit more depth, but they are a serious chance for the double chance this week. We'll move to the next one, and we'll spend a bit more time on it at the back end. Heidelberg 23-16, 154 accounted for Hurstbridge at Ben Frilly Oval, 7-8-50, 104-point winners. There'll be no great shock in this. Hursty's been smashed as well with the injury train.
Yeah, they have.
Bags of goals though. Zane Barzan kicks 4. Grace will be happy. Jordan Smith kicks 4. Kai DiMattina kicks 3, and heaps of 2s and heaps of 1s. And for Hursty, Joel Naylor kicks 3. Kane Hall kicks 2s, had a good year, and a few singles. Look, Sammy Gilmore, best on ground. Luke Bunker, best on ground. Ben DeBolfo, best on ground. I feel like I'm reading out a VFL side. James Nadal, Kai DiMattina, and Roman Moxon, who's a very, very good player, all for Heidelberg. And for Hursty, Jed Tyrell, Kane Hall, Lockie East, Harry O'Brien, Cam Wild, who has re-signed for next year, and Liam Middleton,
awesome.
All in their best. There's not much to comment on that. They'll have a week off coming up after this week, Heidelberg, so they can really be set and fit for that first final. And the last game you were at was Greensborough 21-21-46 to West Preston 2-6-18, 120-point win. Everyone was confident that the Borough would have got the job done there and lock in that final spot. I think someone told me on text earlier yesterday that Greensborough would have to lose and Banyule would have to win by 320 points. So, that's not going to happen. So, it's just not going to happen either way. So that's, they've done well, because where they've had to come from, Greensborough, to get back, Ben, was tough. They had a lot of their side away with VFL duties, and they didn't get Tom Delader, and then Will was away, and then Zach McCubbin was injured. Fisher had his jaw broken. There was things everywhere. It didn't really go well for them at the start. They have got it together, and they've come out with a monster win, and including best on ground to Jackson Hasler, Jack Johnson, Zach McCubbin, Will McFawn, Harry Andronico, Marty Fitzgerald, and for West Preston, Alex Diarra probably win their BNF. He's been sensational. Matty Harmon, Arben Danny, Romy Nuruddin, Aidan Danny, and Michael Inzitari, I think is how you pronounce it. Look, focus on the goals for 1 sec. Marty Fitzgerald 3, Jackson Hasler 3, Jamie Smith 3. Jamie Smith's comeback is going to be very hard to drop, I would have thought, going into finals. He's really got his form back, and for West Preston, only the 2 goal kickers in Marcus Frederico and Arben Denny. You were there. Give me a quick summary of that game, mate.
Look, obviously West is struggling, and there's no doubt about it. They are struggling on field. Hopefully, fingers crossed that, their rooms were packed, which is a good thing, because people know that they're struggling, but they're still getting down to support the football club. So I went in at half time to go and watch the races on the big screen and lose some money. But their rooms were packed, so that was awesome. Obviously, on fields, everyone comes down to watch, but they struggled on field, and Greensborough were a class above. So, and obviously the scores reflect that. We had a few first gamers into the side as well, which was nice. But look, it was pretty much fine tuning. First and foremost, get the 4 points, fine tune a few things that Heidi had been working on. And you know what, we went there not taking them lightly. Like, at the end of the day, we went there like it was a finals match, and obviously to be completely honest, they kicked horrible, 21-20.
Yep.
And the weather, it was to be completely honest, it was a cracker day to play football there. Normally it's blowing a gale there,
Yes.
but there wasn't a breath of wind. It was freezing cold, but apart from that, it was a great day for footy.
Yeah, well, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. And I mean, I take my hat off to them. They've done a fantastic job, as good as they could have done there this year, West Preston. They'll go down. I reckon they'll regroup pretty quickly as well. Let's talk about the ladder and this week's game. So Heidelberg, 4 games clear on the top of the ladder with 64 points. They play Diamond Creek this week, who are on 46 points in second, but they have 135% percentage. So they, if Montmorency play, I think it is North Heidelberg. It is. They're third. If they beat North Heidelberg, they will lock in second position if Diamond Creek lose. Okay, so we'll just make the assumption there. Bundoora is in fourth. If Montmorency and Diamond Creek lose and Bundoora beat Greensborough, they can go into third position, which would give them a double chance, which would be an outstanding result. And obviously, as I mentioned there, Greensborough plays Bundoora at Greensborough. They can swap spots. If Greensborough beat Bundoora, Greensborough will finish fourth. There's only 1% difference between Greensborough and Bundoora. So, I mean, from that perspective, it's going to be really tight. And obviously, Banyule playing West Preston, they will get the win, but they are 86% to 120. So we're talking 35%. It's 35 goals or something like that. It's a pretty hard equation. Let's not spend too much time on that one. But that's this weekend. Now, it is arguably a bit of a dead rubber, other than some can go up and down, but not the final 5 is dead. I think a lot of coaches, Ben, this week will take the opportunity to rest some of their players, give guys a chance that they might be thinking about to take into the final series in the event of an injury and get some speed into them or whatever it might be. But, Division 1 is going to be a bit of a break. Let's head to Division 2. Division 2 was the last round of the year, Ben, as you know, and as they head into finals, and it was tight. The finals race was horrendously tight, but Old Pradian really had to win against Fitzroy Stars to make it. They did. They went 14-10-94, accounted for Fitzroy Stars 9-7-61. Hats off to the Stars. Excellent first year up in this division and managed to hold on to, managed to hold on, not get relegated. And not only did that, they're unlucky to probably just be missing out on finals. For Old Paradians, Kyle McDonald is just going to be up there big time when it comes to their BNF. Elias Stapleton, Liam McVeigh, Kyle O'Sullivan, Jesse Kane, and Josh, we're going to get his name right. Now it's Yakabakio, whatever. It's Josh Yaka. We're just going Yaka for the rest of this season.
Not Yakabuchi.
That's it, Yakabuchi.
Yeah, it's pretty easy name to say, Yakabuchi.
Thanks for that. I've stuffed that up all year.
No, spit it out. Let's practice.
All right, let's go. Joshua Yakabuchi.
Yeah.
We got there. Sorry, Josh, it's taken all year, mate. And then we go, and so goal kickers there, 3 to Liam McVeigh, 3 to Elias Stapleton, and then 2 to Noah Whittle. Then there's a few others as we head down there, but no goals for Josh Yakabuchi. Okay, you like what I did there? We're on it. And best on for Fitzroy Stars, Neville Jetta, Moona Brown, Kane Proctor, Keaton Ronan, Jai Burns, and James Stravsky. Look, well done, boys, as I said, without going on. All single goal kickers, and they had about 10 of them or 9 of them. So, 9 of them. So, fantastic effort. They'll take a lot out of that. There's next year, and they'll be happy. They're up there. They go again. I've started to see some of their re-signings coming through. Awesome. Let's power through to the next one. South Morang, 19-11-125. Ended McLeod's season, 14-10-94. They had such a late surge for it, Ben McLeod, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. But I always say good sides don't lose at home. So, and South Morang is a genuine good side. So that they've been fantastic all year. So they would have known McLeod were coming up to, obviously try and take the points back to Winton. Yep. But yeah, Morang's a very they're a very, very good side.
Well, Meringue finished top of the table. They get a week off next week, so that'll be great. Great first year for the new coach. Great and good on the players from South Meringue because they've hung around. They had a lot of departures. With obviously they lost the Hall boys, they lost Dintasante, they lost both Kalpakis boys. Pretty tough for them to lose that level of strength and still finish top of the ladder.
I often say, sorry to interrupt, Daz, but I often say that if South Meringue could get back every single 1 point or every single junior, and they come back as 1-pointers because they've all went through their junior program there, that no one would get near them.
I can think of 10 that are all playing first division footy just off the top of my head without thinking.
One's just re-signed with North Heidelberg, their captain.
Yes.
North Heidelberg's captain, 1 point player at South Meringue. The Hall boys, the list goes on and on and on.
Doesn't.
Like, that is one side that could have been anything.
Yep. Totally agree. Well, and they might be if they get back up. I think that might start to attract them a second time round. All right. Their best players were for South Meringue were Matty Robertson, Carter McCall, Demetrius Constantinou, Adam De Propodus, Tyson Gresham, and Kobe Van Zween. They were there in their best. 4 goals to Liam Jolly, 3 goals to Carter McCall, and 2s after that. And the big news out of the game was the retirement of Darcy Barden has called it a day.
Huge.
Massive. And good on you, Darcy. Sensational career. Not one big for the media or having a chat and all those things, but an absolute outstanding career. We tried a few times to get him over the years. We just haven't managed to snag him, but that's all right. It's not for everyone. Their best players on the day, Mackenzie Hogg, Kurt Manuel, Gabriel Narkowitz, Kobe Brandt, Caleb Caravas, and Zach Hudson, all superstars there. Unfortunately, Q's in the rack, but they will take some positives out of this season as they bled a lot of juniors through. Also, the coach calls it a day as well, and he's done an outstanding job and, really one of the guys that, has given us time every time we've asked as well. So we're absolutely over the moon and wish Nick Lynch all the very best in the future. Let's go to the next one. Northcote Park took on Thomastown. Northcote Park, Keeney, needed to just get their skates back on a little bit here, didn't they? And they did. 15-10-100 to Thomastown, 7-5-47. That puts them into second position, double chance. Had a great season, Northcote Park, but just maybe dropped off a couple of times due to injuries and outs. But they're where they would have taken second on the ladder at the start of the year. No dramas in the world.
Oh, 100% they would. Like Joey would be right with where they're finished, and every side throughout the year have lapses. Bar Heidelberg, I suppose, but every side has a lapse. And you know what? They've had their laps, but coming up against Thomastown, who have been playing fantastic football, and to get the win on the weekend, and what was that, 53 points? So that's actually a ripper win, and that's how you want to end your home and away series. Heading into finals. 100%. Now, it's a very good win.
I go through the best for Northcote Park: Jordan Perry, Matt Perry, Ricky Fandrick, Sammy Ahmad, Ty O'Brien, and Noah Langborn, all in the best. Thomastown didn't put their best players in, so sorry guys, I can't help you out there. But 5 goals for Ricky Fandrick, I should say. 3 to Willie Road, and then some 2s and some 1s. For Thomastown, Aaron D'Angelo kicked 3 and James Lucente kicked 3. And there was just one other one after that, so I can't comment on the best. But excellent work to Thomastown, though, as well. Whilst the season's over, they really fought. There was a chance they were going to be relegated, and they've come back strong, and we'll talk about the ladder in a second. 2 games to go here. We'll power through. St Mary's hosted Whittlesea, and St Mary's went down 11-11-77 to Whittlesea 14-8-92. St Mary's just, have battled their way through to finals. They managed to hold their spot, but they're not going to get too many free kicks in this next section, are they?
No, to be completely honest, I think Whittlesea's just done what they've needed to do to get through the year. Yeah, they've had a topsy-turvy year all year, but I've heard this saying so many times. Finals football is completely different.
No lack of tickets have been no lack of receipts have been sent to me on text in the last couple of days and inbox, and I love it. I did tip them though to win the grand final at the start of the season, playoff in a grand final, but apparently that doesn't matter. They're telling me I wrote them off a little bit early, and they're right. I did write
what's
yours
been
off.
said in between? What's been said in between, Daz? That no one remembers what you said at the start of the year.
I know.
You said I was overpaid at the start of the year. I haven't had one check from you.
What is payment? You are. I'm allowing you to hang out with me, mate. Like, that's payment. I didn't say it was be cash. Maybe next year.
All right, misunderstanding.
Huge misunderstanding. All right, let's go. St Mary's best with Tommy Eames, Nicholas Daisley, Josh Corelli, Braden Aspatola, Johnny Purcella and Brody Little. Goals there for St Mary's, 3 to Tommy Eames, 2 to Chichatia, we'll just go with that, JC, and there was 2s everywhere else, and same 2s everywhere else over there for Whittlesey, Thomas Falls, Ty Bland, Bailey Robertson, Zane Anderson, Blake Morley and Jack Morley in the best. 2 goals to Riley Gillard, Higgins, Morley, Powell and Robinson. So I couldn't leave them all out. There was too many 2s there. And well done to Whittlesey. As we head to the last game, it was a dead rubber, but not dead for all. Panton Hill win 5 games and get relegated. I've done a lot of research over the last night mainly, and I struggle to find another side that won 5 games and got relegated. That's a tough season. Away from home, Panton Hill went 16-11-107 to Lower Plenty 13-9-87, 20-point winners. They obviously finish bottom of the ladder and they go down to Division 3, but not without a fight. They beat a few sides in the top 5. They beat a few right on the cusp. What a tight year. Their best players for Lower Plenty to finish off there: Geordie Smith, Hudson Young, Jack Chubb, Kieran Porter, David Noons and Jai Smith, I should say. And for Panton Hill, Oliver Parks, Thomas Blake, Riley Livingston, Nick Parks, Zach Fordry, Hayden Wall. Goal kickers, Thomas Blake for Panton Hill, Ollie for 4, Ollie Parks and Paul Vavalides for 3, and for Lower Plenty 5 to Jack Chubb. Excellent season from Jack Chubb, and Tyler Wallace kicked 2. So, that's a tough year for Panton Hill, isn't it, Benny?
It is, but obviously plenty to go on for next year. Like, they're obviously going to drop down. Division 3's got some very, very good sides in it. So, obviously one of them's going to go up this year. And, who knows who it is. Really at the moment it's a juggling act, but they're going to go down and they're dropping down, but I expect them to be playing finals next year.
One of the best seasons.
I do really hope that, for Panton Hill's sake, I know that they're dropping down, and a lot of players sort of, they leave when they drop.
Yep.
I think what they've been able to do in Division 2,
yes,
they should, the belief from the playing group, like Chubb up forward, he's been fantastic every week. I really hope, he signs on the dotted line and shows that, shows faith in Panton Hill that they're heading in the right direction.
Yep.
Winning 5 games in Division 2's no easy feat. So, they've done what they've done, and obviously got to Lower on the weekend and got the win by 20 points. They love playing on that small ground, so Lower's ground's a tiny ground as well. So, real bone-bruising sort of game. So, congratulations to Panton Hill on 5 wins for the year and the win on the weekend.
Now, for the ladder, as it sits, South Morang finished the top on 52 points. Northcote Park 48 in second, St Mary's 44 in third, Old Paradians 40 in fourth, and Whittlesea 36 in fifth. That is as tight. So the wins ended up 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That separated, everyone through. So excellent work to them. What we can do is now tell you the finals for this week for this. So Northcote Park will take on St Mary's at Eltham Central Park at 2:10 p.m. on Saturday. And on the Sunday, Old Paradians will meet Whittlesea at 2:10 as well at Central Park. I think that's going to be an amazing two finals to get it off and running there. So looking forward to the results on both of those games. I'll go early on those ones. I think Northcote Park get the job done over St Mary's, and I think Whittlesea, Old Paradians, bugger, jeebus. I'm going to go Whittlesea.
Yeah, same here,
Big
Daz.
ground.
I think they've got the firepower down forward to sort of get the job
I
done.
just can't cop another week of hate mail, to be honest.
No, look, I know a lot of people up at Whittlesea, and you know what, they just all year they just said,
Yep.
we'll come good,
And they did.
good. Well, you know what, they're coming good at the right time of the year, so it's going to be an absolute cracker game. So
I totally agree. Let's jump into this next one as well, though. So we've got finals here, obviously, which is Lorimer versus Mernda. That happened on the Saturday at Layla Reserve. And Lorimer got the chocolates well in the end, 16-15, 111 to Mernda 8-11-59. Absolute ripper of a game, I'm told. Don't let the scoreline fool you. They were right in it
I was told that.
together. I haven't watched the replay yet. I will. Now, as for Lorimer, their best on ground, Tyler Thomas, your boy. Cameron Maloney, Ryan Herrick, Cooper Casanato, we'll go with. Josh
Justino.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Josh Campbell and Bailey McLeod, and goal kickers there. Paddy Fitzgerald puts 4 more. Tyler Thomas 3. Ethan Bateman 2. Cooper Fitzpatrick 2. Matty Keys 2. Joel Lawson 2. And best on for Mernda, Jacob Russell, Declan Fell, Dane Kellett, Justin Sparorica. We're just going with that.
You can have a crack at that one.
Zach Chiachia and Lachlan Taylor. Jeepers creepers. What happened to John Smith? You're killing me.
I just want to say a massive shout out to that two blokes, one from Mernda and one from Lorimer.
Go.
So as you mentioned before, Tyler Thomas, I've been lucky enough to watch that kid grow up since he was a baby. So ripper kid, comes from a great family, and his old man wasn't too bad on the footy field as well. But he's eligible to play under 19s, and Jimmy's given him that opportunity to get his first taste of senior football. And mind you, he comes from a soccer background, so he's only played football a few years.
Jeepers.
But boy, has he taken a senior football and taken to it nicely.
Yes. That's great.
Shout out to Tyler and congrats. One bloke, I've watched this kid, he was younger as well. If to a football field.
I think we've lost Ben.
Sorry,
We've lost him, I think.
Are you there?
Yep, you've just come back.
Sorry, mate.
I'm gonna.
Can you hear me?
You're breaking in and out. I'm just going to quickly just regroup for 1 sec. We've got a new commercial done by CAF. So if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to play the commercial while Ben gets his camera sorted. This was filmed last week. This is Brent McCaffrey's first commercial with a voiceover. So have a look at his big debut. This will be coming up on the screen from our sponsor, Natoli Howe Lawyers.
Local footy is built on local people supporting each other. And at Natoli Howe Lawyers, we're proud to be part of Melbourne's northern community. When you need legal help, why not talk to someone locally? From conveyancing to property, wills and estates, business, civil and criminal law, we're here when you need us. Support the businesses that support local sport. Natoli Howe Lawyers, 1 Ross Street Reservoir. Contact them on 9460 2855.
Now, I'm not sure if you could see that, Keeney, as he seems to have disappeared, but the good news is it was an excellent ad.
You there?
He's done a good job. There's a few voiceovers coming in the next couple of days. He was awesome.
Sorry, you there, mate?
Yep, we've got you. That's all. That's all right. You just dropped down there. Who was the second player from Mernda you wanted to give a rap?
All right, the second player, this kid just bleeds for Mernda. He's played junior football through there. He's went through, and if you're ever going to have a replacement ruckman that's going to give you 200%, is Jacob Russell.
Right, okay.
Ripper kid, Ripper family, and just, you know what, massive for that football club. And what a replacement, and get best on. And 100%, I bet you he'd give Josh Leather a run for his money on the weekend.
Well, we're going to find out because we're going to start talking about those next games, mate. So, stole my thunder there. I was about to walk into it. But that is a very good wrap-up. You know those boys pretty well over there because, before we get to the next final, you, me and Kath went and called on local sports network on the radio Watsonia versus Heidelberg West. I got to tell you, the game built up to be everything you would want it to be. Scores were level at quarter time. Heidelberg West were up by 11 at half-time. Heidelberg West were up by 4 at three-quarter time, and then the cloak show began. And he started going absolutely bananas in the end. But he wasn't our best on ground. We know Padge gave him best on ground. I think he got a bit excited and stood next to the great man who's about 9 foot taller than him. And you did well, Clokey. Plenty of theatre before the game, Keeney. He didn't run out with a team. Yeah. He might have stopped off and got 3 steamed Dim Sims 20 minutes before the game. I'm not sure what happened there. We love Clokey, make no mistake. But Heidelberg West, unfortunately, lost. And I say unfortunately because they were trying to win their first final since 1958. They were 7-9-51, and Watsonia got the chocolates, 11-13-79. Well done to Watsonia. I'll give you the best on grounds because this is what I want to talk about. Nathan Halliburton was best on ground for Watsonia. We're going to come back to him. Seb Gout Tarkson, he was on fire. I reckon I called the Gout run 3 or 4 times. Mason Gretsch, Luke Lowry, Ned Harvey and Ryan Tallarico. And for Heidelberg West, Dunny down back, Connor Dunn was sensational. Waylon Davies, your man, you got excited. I've listened to the call back in the car today. Excited. Max Post, Will Bruce, James Tassian, I think we ended up getting that right towards the end of the game, and Zach Smith. Keeney, let me ask you, how bloody good was Nathan Halliburton?
Oh, mate, he was just, it was like watching Chris Judd back in the day just running out of the centre.
Yep.
It was like he had his own ball and no one else was going to touch it. He was elite.
Absolutely sensational. It was an absolute show from the first bounce. He got the first run through. Yes, he got tackled, but mate, he broke that game wide open. I think you'll agree.
Yeah, massive.
He was our best on ground. You, me, and Kath were unanimous. We had him best on ground. We'd probably left a couple out here or there. Seb Tarkson was sensational. Mason Gretsch was also really good. I think we wouldn't argue with their best on grounds. We thought they were pretty right. We both said Connor Dunn was sensational, their best player over there as well, down back. He was sensational, just re-signed with West this week. Waylon Davies is just an excitement machine when he gets going. And, wow, if they've re-signed him for next year, they're in for a real big year next year because he is sensational. Max Post was very, very good, but I want to give a big rap to James Mefflin. He hasn't been put in this best, but he was certainly in ours. We gave him 3 votes out. We had a 5-4-3-2-1. We gave James Mefflin 3 votes. We thought he was sensational during the day, and we had Brad Moore in there, and we had Condello in there. So there's a few that have been left out there that we thought were amazing, but Barnesy kicked 3 early, and we thought, it's going to be the Barnes show.
He's on.
But both sides defensively, Ben, you would probably agree, were nothing short of brilliant. There was a defence game, wasn't it?
Yeah, I even called it, I think it was maybe half-time. I said it's sort of the battle of the halfback flankers.
Yep, agree.
It's like that they were linking up from there and just catapulting it forward. And both sides did it really, really well, and it was just a real hard slog of the game. Like I tell you now, there's going to be some sore bodies from Watsonia going up against Mernda on the weekend because Heidelberg West threw everything they had at them. It was an absolute cracker final.
It was. I loved it.
The ground.
I loved every minute.
Yeah, the ground was in fantastic nick. What was pleasing to see was the crowd. The crowd was massive. credit to both clubs as well, because it did get heated through the reserves and a little bit into the seniors. But you know what?
That's footy. That's emotions.
You know what? That was cut out, and which was pleasing to see. But look, one player who impressed me massively, but obviously made him look so good too, Halliburton, was the ruckman Mason Gretsch.
Sensational.
So, obviously coming up against Mernda this week, Mernda's without their ruckman, but with Jacob Russell coming into it, I tell you now, if Jacob gets another opportunity, which I think if he's getting named in the best he's playing this week,
could be.
That's going to be a cracker contest. Yep. But let me tell you, sorry to Halliburton, Nathan, but I tell you now, mate, get ready for the tag of your life, because that nipper won't let you run around like you did on the weekend, mate. You're going to be checked.
They're going to catch him. That's the problem.
Degree.
The other one who was amazing in the ruck was Fletcher Parkinson for Heidelberg West as well.
Huge.
Sensational. Now, I did say that Heidelberg West wouldn't make the finals. They did make the finals, so I got it wrong. And look, honestly, Heidelberg West, sensational year under Michael Misson. He's come back to the club after winning a Division 2 premiership with Diamond Creek as an assistant coach. I seen a lot of that style of game on the weekend in Heidelberg West. I thought Heidelberg West were the best for 1 3/4 of a quarter, and Watsonia was just better for the 2 1/4. So it was in the balance all the way. I didn't call it was over till about the 24-minute mark. So excellent work. Come back next year, do it all again. Congratulations. Let's talk very quickly about the games ahead this week, and I'll tell you which one is getting called by Local Sports Network. The first one is at Layla Reserve again, 2:10 on Saturday, and it's the one everyone's been waiting for, the best of the best against each other, and it's Ivanhoe takes on Lorimer, and I will be calling that game live on Local Sports Network, so download the app, confirm with the league today that that's the game I'm doing Saturday, and Caf has semi-confirmed he will call it with me because Ben's ditched me, and for finals he's got some commitments at Greensey, which I totally understand, but we will be calling the Ivanhoe-Lorimer game. It looks like it'll be me and Caf up in the box, and he did a great job, Caf, on the weekend, didn't he, Keeney? I've had a lot of comments today about the three amigos we've been called by one man today. It was a good, fun call, and he's very good at it, Caf.
No, it was a fun call. Yeah, it was a fun call, like it, and the knowledge from him, I was a little bit, it was like a 15-year-old girl there, a little bit giddy. We're having a premiership Collingwood player there next to me, but what a ripper bloke. It was the first time I've actually met him, and he's just as laid back as they come, and his football knowledge is just elite.
I must admit,
to be able to have him on the call on the weekend, and obviously playing against everyone as well. He knows every player in and out. Like, his knowledge yesterday was just elite.
And you've taken the words out of my mouth. What he sees before it happens is off the charts. His brain just ticks differently, and the one thing I guess I loved about him is his passion shone through. That experience really shone through. So bonus if you're listening to Local Sports Network and you're lucky enough to hear a call with Caf through these final series, it is absolutely compelling listening because he's just absolutely on cue. Now, it's a shame he barracked for Collingwood. Tell me that isn't him in the background I can see there. Tell me that isn't...
That certainly is. Hang on, give me 1 sec. Hang on.
What is going on here now? This is the word. Look at his little...
right there.
Right, thank God he's out of screen.
Give me 1 sec. I'll take it over.
Oh, God. Look what he's doing.
Quick little tour.
Have a look at this room. It is the dirtiest room ever. There he is, the big bad
There
Caff.
he is, the great man.
Oh, Caff will watch this back. Guaranteed he'll be watching this one back.
Oh, well, he can sign it for me if he's nice.
Yeah,
nice
I'm
enough
sure.
bloke, so
Mate, he will. He speaks to everyone that comes and speaks to him. He's the most approachable gentleman there is out there. I'm a big fan.
I won't take you into the bedroom where I've got the photo of him next to the bed either. But
We've heard that Amanda got the boot and Kath got the right next to the bed. That is absolutely hilarious. So then the next game after that is on the Sunday, same ground, Laylaw Mernda take on Watsonia, and this one is, if my voice survives Saturday, I might back up on Sunday, but I'll make no promises until I see how I wake up, because my voice was pretty cooked again this morning. It took a couple of lemon teas to get ready, so I don't know how these callers do it back to back, but anyway, we enjoyed it, and that's going to be a big game. Mernda, Watsonia. So let's tip both of these now, Keeney. I'm going to go Lorimer in an upset by 4 points, and that will throw the final series into chaos.
My heart says Lorimer, because I've obviously got a kid playing there that I love watching, but I think Ivanhoe gets it done.
Yep.
But I'd prefer. Pete's going to kill me for saying this, but I'd prefer to be playing playing Ivanhoe in a grand final, undefeated all year.
Yeah, I'm the opposite to that. I think if you break their will a bit this week, it makes them second guess themselves in the other week. But I see both sides of the table. Look, Ivanhoe on paper, best side, no doubt about that. Finals is a different ball game. We're going to find out how good they really are. And look, they're definitely amazing, make no mistake. It'll be a great game. I'm glad I'm calling that one. And the next one is Mernda Watsonia on the Sunday. I've got to tell you, this is a flip of a coin for me. It's pretty clear that maybe Clokey isn't 100%, but I tell you what, he still moved pretty well with a dodgy hemi, if it's that. And look,
and it's him guiding the other forwards. That's huge.
Look, the reason I'm going to tip Mernda is because of one man who fights like an absolute dog to the death, and that's Nipper. If he can get an ounce of that into the other 21 boys, that guy will bleed for his 21 other players out there. So I think Mernda get this done by about 16 points.
They've been injury-riddled, Mernda.
Yep.
Absolutely injury-riddled. And obviously losing their ruckman to suspension, Billy Morrison, he's a huge out.
Yep.
But watching Watsonia yesterday live and seeing how they go about it, Nipper's obviously got some work to do in the middle.
Yep.
And Jacob Russell has to play the game of his life on the weekend.
Getting a lot of pressure on
but I still think Mernda gets to win.
How many points?
I with everything against him, I said it all day yesterday, and it's leadership out on the ground.
How many points?
But when you've got the leaders that you've got out on the ground, it's, you know what, that's worth an extra few goals.
How many points, Benny?
How
many points?
I might go Mernda by 17 points.
Yeah, I think we're in agreement there. Let's quickly cross over to the women's. There was a few preliminary finals on the weekend. Division 1, Eltham 5-9-39 went down 6-10-46 to Montmorency. So Montmorency go into the Division 1 grand final at 2:30 this Sunday at Preston City Oval against St Mary's. That is going to be a cracker of a game. I've had a look at the ladder on this game. St Mary's finished second and Montmorency finished third. St Mary's were the powerhouse. They didn't lose a game all year, so they went undefeated, and Montmorency lost a couple. And for that reason alone, it's you would think you can't go past St Mary's to get the job done on this one.
Yeah, but look, only because of people that I know down at St Mary's, I want to see them get the W in the grand final. So to Jesse and Troy from Webby's Bodyworks, we wish them all the very best on the weekend.
Excellent. Good shout out to Ivanhoe in Division 2, went 11-17-83. And to Darebin, 0 goals, 3. It was an 80-point win, a big one. Ivanhoe turned it on after after losing the week before to Fitzroy Stars in a ripper game, but they get another crack this week as they take on Fitzroy Stars in the grand final at 12 p.m. at Preston City Oval. Ivanhoe finished the top of the ladder, one game clear of Fitzroy Stars. Just some interesting statistics here. Both sides kicked 924 and 955 for, so can't split them. Fitzroy Stars only had 180 points scored against them for the year, whereas Ivanhoe had the 281 kicked against them. So Fitzroy Stars finished second, you ready for this, with 530%. So that's a big one. I'm going to say that the Stars get this one done based on the couple of times I've seen them this year. They beat Ivanhoe, and I'm going to go for the Stars, and shout out to Chloe Thompson, who I ran into the basketball, who loves to talk footy from me from the Stars. So 12 p.m, I'm going to go the Stars. Who you going, Keeney?
I'm going Stars in that. I know they're ready and raring to go. So
they're primed.
There's some elite footballers in that side as well. So
for sure.
To be completely honest, how they haven't played higher level is beyond me. That there's some crackers in that side.
There's a young girl there called I think Amina. They call her Amina. Oh my God. Mate, we'd walk into any men's first division side, sensational. And the last one, Division 3, McLeod took on Eltham, 3-10-28 McLeod, defeated Eltham second side, 3 goals straight, 18, gone down by 10 points in what was probably a ripper of a game. And the grand final this week now is St Mary's, who finished second on the ladder, to McLeod, who finished top of the ladder. So it's about the right outcome there, Keeney. And how's this? Both of these sides finished on 44 points, right? McLeod lost 1, St Mary's lost 2. Brace yourself for this. St Mary's percentage for the year, 647, Keeney. Right? They've only had 89 points scored against them for the year. 576 4, and McLeod on top of the ladder have kicked 464 and only had 2 points more kicked against them, 91 for the season. There's sides that lost by that much on the weekend. That is absolutely insane, and for that reason, this is the hardest one to pick. Harder to pick than a broken nose, as I quite often say, but I'm going to go with St Mary's to have a clean sweep day on the day, and I'm going to say they win their second and first division finals.
I was going to say that there's nothing worse than saying, nothing worse than saying one side have the win and then the others have to come in. So for St Mary's sake, look, I hope they get the win.
100%. Well, Keeney, you're going to dinner, and I'm going to go and cook dinner. That is our wrap. Thank you so much for stepping in this week. Pete's away as well next week, so you're back next week. And then as we head into the finals week, we might even keep you on through the whole final series, because it's been good. You've been in and out of this one all year. We might have to make you a permanent fixture for the remainder of the year, because you make me look better looking, to be honest, so I can live with that, mate.
Please. Before we do wrap it up, just shout out to Olivia Antonello on making it into a grand final next week for Burnside.
Oh, awesome. I didn't know that. Awesome.
EFL.
Yes.
Yeah, so just obviously Heidelberg West not getting the win on the weekend. You got the win, and hopefully you can go on and win the grand final and have a celebration at the Antonello household. So all the very best, and thanks for having me on again, Daz. Much appreciated.
Absolute pleasure, guys. Huge week of footy. Big Northern footy show on this Wednesday night. Stay tuned. Some big stuff. Mickey T, who's the absolute number one reporter in not in the league, in the world, Keeney. He will be on with some massive breaking news. Can't wait for it all. Special shout out to Padge and Mickey, who did the roving around everywhere yesterday and wrote some amazing articles, non-AI apparently. So well done, boys. They are absolute superstars. We love it. We love the banner. Have a great week, and until next week, keep keeping. We're going to do this again. Till next week, keep kicking goals.